And good afternoon, and welcome to a very special Sports Corner edition of the Pittsburgh Maulers show right here on live on YouTube. And you can be involved today by posting your comments on what your thoughts are on my new Pittsburgh Maulers show. We're going to be here every single Wednesday at 4 p.m. Every Wednesday at 4 p.m. here on YouTube live with me, Ralph Williams. I'm the original host of the show Sports Corner. Just to give those of you who are new to the program a little bit about me, I have Sports Corner here every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock live here on YouTube, and we start at 7. And then also on PCTV channel 21, Comcast channel 47, Verizon in Allegheny County, Pittsburgh, PA area, where if you're in Allegheny County, you can get that. Also, if you are in the surrounding counties and anywhere in the United States, you can get it on Facebook, on PCTV's, Facebook page as well. Also, on Sunday nights, 9 o'clock, Sports Corner on my Facebook page, Ralph Williams. We're going to be live this Sunday night again at 9. And at 9:30, The Way I See It, which is my other show. Friday nights, we're here at 7 p.m. This Friday, we're going to be here at 4 o'clock. I have prior obligations up until the middle of March. So Friday, 4 p.m., we're going to be here live on YouTube here with The Way I See It. Also, Sunday night, 9:30, The Way I See It. Also, The Way I See It, we're going to be taping my next show for rotation on PCTV, channel 21 Comcast, channel 47 Verizon, and that will be on February 28th, and that will be at 4:15 sharp. We're going to have, my guest will be Pastor Paul Roberts from Eastminster Presbyterian Church. He's going to talk about COVID and his retirement and some other stuff as well. And then right after that, at 6 p.m. Monday, February 28th, I got to tell you, if you do not participate in this event, there's something seriously wrong with you. You better go to the doctors and get yourself checked out, because we have something for you coming up on PCTV that's going to blow everybody's socks off, okay? And that is going to be the year in sports review. It hasn't happened since the 90s, and the first time ever on local TV. All right. There's 5 of us involved in this program. Myself, Smoking Jim Frazier from Steel City Sports World, and he's also my co-host now on my TV show Sports Corner. And he's also part of the Boxing Authorities with Luther Dupree and Claudia Rosano. And he's part of Steel City Sports World with Luther Dupree and Claudia Rosano. We're also going to have Luther Dupree, who also is from Steel City Sports World and the Boxing Authorities. And also, we're going to have Claudia Rosano, who has a book out called Think from the Heart Up, Not the Neck Up. And his book, I'm going to be promoting. I promote his book a lot. I got to tell you, you got to go out and get this book, Lead from the Heart Up, Not the Neck Up. The reason why I say this is because this book, all right, is one heck of a book, and it talks about leadership. Claudio tells some stories. There's some testimonials in there. It's $17.99. Go to Amazon and pick it up. Also, don't forget to pick up, or you can get it at Barnes & Noble out in Robinson, and also on Melvin Publishing. You can go on their website and pick it up as well. Claudio Rosano, Think from the Heart Up, Not the Neck Up. That's his new book. I suggest you go out and get it. I'm telling you, it's a great thing. I'm telling you, go out and get it. He's been on numerous podcasts and talk shows all across the country in regards to this. This book is very good and very famous at what it does. Also, Thursday night, 8 p.m., Blog Talk Radio. Get on my Facebook page for Blog Talk Radio. And the reason I say that is because 8 p.m., myself, Mark Mancini, the new Black and Gold Sports Show, for right here from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm going to be on with Mark Mancini from Los Angeles. He is my new producer and also my co-host. And we also are co-hosting a new show, and I will give you the date and time for that officially, called Wrestle Talk. We talk about the goings on in professional wrestling. So I got to tell you, I have a lot going on And if you're not part of it, then, there's something wrong with you. You really got to be part of it. And I want to thank those who have been on my journey with me throughout this process as well. Last night, I had Luther Dupree on from Steel City Sports World and the Boxing Authorities on Sports Corner. It was great to have him on. And I will see him on Monday night, February 28th. Don't forget the Year in Sports Spectacular, 6 p.m. PCTV Channel 21, Comcast, Channel 47, Verizon Cable, and also on PCTV's Facebook page. We're live 6 p.m. You, and I mean you, can be part of this broadcast as well. The Year in Sports Review. I want you to tell us what you think about our teams this year, our local teams, and what they have done this year in the local sports scene. But this show right now, tonight, or today, this show here, this is Maulers Talk. Now, those of you who don't know, and I know a lot of you probably don't, but the Pittsburgh Maulers were once here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. The Pittsburgh Maulers were once here back in the 80s, and they were here for one season. They were getting ready to start a second season, and the USFL had shut the whole league down. Now, just in case you don't know, some of the NFL players that once played in the NFL, Hall of Famers, some of them were Hall of Famers, others weren't. Jim Kelly. You also have Herschel Walker, and you have a few other players who once, well, I'm not saying Hall of Fame, Jim Kelly, but what I'm saying is that there were some famous players once back in the days that played in the USFL, and Herschel Walker played for the New Jersey Generals, and Jim Kelly played for the Houston Gamblers, who are actually back this year for the new setup of the USFL, and the Pittsburgh Maulers are back. Now, this year, this second go-round, they're starting off the first season as a trial season. They want to see how it's going to go. This is going to be their inaugural season. And they're playing all games at Legion Field in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. In fact, Birmingham is even fielding a team, the Stallions, which they had back in when the first time around, Cliff Stout was their quarterback. And those of you who don't remember who Cliff Stout was, he was our backup quarterback for the Steelers. And a lot of people were very unhappy when he left the Steelers. And they decided that when he showed back up here with the Birmingham Stallions to play the Maulers, they were going to throw snowballs and beer bottles and whatever they could throw at him, they threw at him. So that happened. And it was an interesting game. It was the only game that the Maulers sold out. Every other game, attendance was very, very low. I have criticized things like this for years. I've tried to promote them. Like the Pittsburgh Power. We've had two indoor football teams, and neither one of them have worked out. And we had the Power and we had the Gladiators. We had roller hockey. We had lacrosse. We had the ABA back in the day, the Pythons or whatever, or the Condors. I'm sorry, the Condors. The Pythons were on the Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. But what I'm saying is that we have had a lot of different of those what I call extracurricular professional sports teams, and nothing has worked. Okay. The Pittsburgh area at one time was a Steeler town. It never, ever grasped anything else but the Steelers. It was always Steelers, 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 Steelers. Okay. Well, now the Pens have picked up momentum because they won some Stanley Cups back in the early 90s. And even in the later 90s, when the team was for sale, Mario was in the process of buying it. There was a lot going on there. And, people just weren't coming to the games. Then Mario had to pick it back up again. So the Penguins ended up picking things up a little bit. The Pirates weren't doing too bad in the late 90s. They had a manager named Gene Lamont, who actually took a team of nothing and turned it into almost a wild card team back in the late 90s. Then the Pittsburgh Riverhounds showed up. And I did some promotion for the Riverhounds when I was in sports talk before. No one seemed to grasp the idea. The Riverhounds did fall into some kind of a financial hump for a little while, but now soccer picking up and the United States teams winning the World Cup back in the early 2000s put soccer on the map all over the United States and here in Pittsburgh. So now We have, soccer, which is going really well. The Riverhounds are drawing real good down at Highmark Stadium. They have their own place to play, where before they were playing in all different types of air places. So what I'm saying to you is, my question to you right now, and I want your comments here on YouTube. I had a few last night, which some people think the Maulers are not going to last when I was discussing it with Luther Dupree. But I think the Maulers might not do too bad this year. This is a whole different generation of people. People enjoy going out. They enjoy taking their kids to, like Riverhounds games and Pirate games, even though the Pirates are sad, and they stink. They take them for, what you call giveaways and things like that. Kids backpack day and all that over at PNC Park, fireworks. So why not go to a Maulers game, especially if you like football? All right. Now I know what you're thinking. Where are the Maulers going to play? Well, that's already in the works. They've looked at Heinz Field, which obviously is too big. They also looked at several other places, and I'm told that they looked at Highmark Stadium, which used to be the home of the Passion. Now, we do have a women's football team here called the Pittsburgh Passion. They play in some different fields all across the area. I believe they're playing at Bethel Park Stadium right now, and they're looking for players and coaches. So I just want to let you know that as well. If you are interested in playing for our women's professional football team, the Passion, and they've won several championships. So they've done well as well, and people go to see them too. So why can't you go see a Maulers game when the Maulers come next year? Would you go? Depending on the price, I suppose, correct? They're talking about playing. They were looking at Highmark Stadium as I get back to this. And the Riverhounds and Highmark said, no, this is a soccer stadium only now. We're not playing football here anymore. I know the Passion were playing there for a little while. And the City League was talking about selling Couple Stadium and putting their games there, but that didn't work out that way. So now they're looking at Rooney Field up in Duquesne, and they're also possibly looking at the best place that I believe could be where they want to play that they've looked at already is Joe Walton Stadium out in Moon at Robert Morris. That would be a nice place to play. I hear it's very nice there. I have personally not been to a Robert Morris football game. But I've seen them on TV, and I see what Walton Stadium looks like, and it looks nice. It's a nice place for a football game, and it would suit the Maulers well. And the reason I say it would suit the Maulers well is because, actually, believe it or not, this time they got it right. They weren't trying to shove a square peg into a round hole. And you understand what I'm trying to say? Last time they were trying to play it at Three River Stadium, and they were trying to draw 50,000 fans like the Steelers, and they couldn't. All right, even with star power. This time, you got some guys who, have been NFL players, have played for the Steelers. And I'm going to give you a hint tonight. There are three former Steeler quarterbacks that are in this draft. And I'm going to give you a little hint. None of them have been drafted yet. The USFL had their first round of picks last night. And we're going to go over the first round of picks for the Maulers and the first pick of the first round for all of the teams. All right. And none of them are any of the former Steeler quarterbacks, which will quite surprise you. And I was quite surprised, actually. In fact, there's some big names here that have not even been drafted yet, which I'm quite surprised. That has me wondering where this league is going to go without these guys, because some of these guys, believe it or not, are recognizable names from when they played in the NFL. And that is what you're going to need in order to make this league work, is these notoriety names, even though they're not big time notoriety stars, but they've either played for the Steelers, were part of the Steelers, or part of some NFL organization of some type. So another question I have for you, would you go to these games if these folks were not, or if these guys were not drafted? So that's another question I have for you. You could post your comments right here and subscribe on here as well to my YouTube channel, Ralph Williams, and my Sports Corner special edition today, Pittsburgh Maulers Show. We're going to be here every single Wednesday at 4 o'clock talking Pittsburgh Maulers. I'm going to give you all the information you need about this year's Pittsburgh Maulers. And perhaps down the road, maybe we could talk to a Mauler or two or somebody from the organization. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, let's go into the Maulers. Their head coach is going to be Kirby Wilson. Now, those of you who don't know, Kirby Wilson was once the running backs coach for the Steelers. He left or something, or his contract ran out. And he never got retained by the Steelers. They went out and they got another running backs coach who's been with the team since then. All right, so Kirby now is the head coach of the Maulers. And so they had their picks yesterday. The very first pick of the draft, they took a quarterback, which of course you would do the same thing. Kyle Laletta, he's a quarterback, played for the University of Richmond. All right, so I was kind of surprised with that because Kirby Wilson had hit and he was going to take Duck Hodges, which was one of the quarterbacks who's in the draft that played for the Steelers, and he was a likable guy. Everybody got on the Duck bandwagon when he was playing, and so I think that it was a great thing that Duck was here to take some of the heat off of everybody who was not happy because Ben was hurt. All right, round 2, Carlos Kemp out of Michigan, edge rusher. That was their second pick in the first round. Okay. All right, their third pick. This is a whole different ball game here. They base it. They do it by position, not by different things. Okay, next pick number 3 in the first round is Eric Ashura. He is from Western Michigan, edge rusher. Well, I think we all remember Western Michigan. They were the ones who beat Pitt this year, and Pitt has to go see them this year in the 22 season. In 21 season, Western Michigan beat Pitt by a few points at Heinz Field. So there we are with that. The 5th pick in the first round that they have is a guy named Cheetah Okella. Cheetah Okella, and he's from one of the Tennessee State. He's an offensive tackle. So that was the number 5 pick so far. Number 6 for the Maulers is Isaiah Battle from Clemson. Isaiah Battle is an offensive tackle. Kirby Wilson's doing the right thing. You know what he's doing? He's building up the offensive line. The key to winning is controlling the line of scrimmage. You got to control the line of scrimmage on both ends. You got to control it on the offensive side, and you got to control it on the defensive side. You can't afford to have, you're not controlling your line of scrimmages, because if you don't, you're not going to win any games. It's as simple as that. We saw it this year with the Steelers. They couldn't control either line of scrimmage. And guess what happened? They ended up losing some games that they probably could have won, and several things like that. We'll talk about that February 28th on PCTV. Channel 21 Comcast, 47 Verizon, the Year in Sports Review. Don't forget, Monday night, February 28th, 6 p.m. Your phone calls as well. All right, next we're going to take a look at the number 7th pick, and he is another offensive tackle, Charles Baldwin. All right, he's there was no school listed for him, so I don't know where he went or whatever. So we're just going to leave that go. The number 8th pick in the first round is going to be a Jenny Harris, USC, and now we're getting into cornerbacks, edge rushers, cornerbacks, offensive tackles. The 9th pick, Terrell Bonds. Now, I don't know if he's related to Barry Bonds, but Terrell Bonds, cornerback, number 9 pick. Number 10 pick, Prince Robinson. Hey, the Prince. All right. We got the Prince Robinson. He's from Charleston State, and he is a cornerback. The 10th pick in this round, Jalen McKean, cornerback for Jalen McKean Sapp. I wonder if it's related to Warren Sapp. You never know. But I think he probably would be a better player and not be in this draft, be in the NFL draft, I would think. But anyway, Jalen McCain Sapp, a Marshall cornerback. Round the 12th pick, Josh Love. He's a quarterback, San Jose State, Josh Love. Now, here's the thing that's got me really puzzled, is the fact that No one has picked uh, any of the star power quarterbacks that I spoke about before. None of them are gone, and that's actually quite interesting because I saw everybody's picks and I didn't see any of the star power quarterbacks who I'll go over later on. Okay, the full draft as a whole. All right, we're going to go into that. The Michigan Panthers, who actually lied because Jeff Fisher said well, okay, I'm going to tell you who the second quarterback is that's here that played for the Steelers, Landry Jones. You know, he keeps resurfacing. He had a good XFL career. He had a good career in that what they call it, that AAC or whatever that was called, that one that was funded by the NFL and didn't work out. Yeah, he was in that too. But he has a construction company in Florida or Texas or wherever, or in the South somewhere, Landry Jones, and that's what he's doing. And then when these things crop up, Landry shows up. Well, Jeff Fisher is their coach. We're going to talk about that later, but we'll talk about it as we go. Michigan Panthers are coached by Jeff Fisher, former Tennessee Titan coach, Rams coach, was interviewed for what I understand, a USC job, just didn't take it. All right. The Michigan had picked Shea Patterson, quarterback. Also, Tampa Bay Bandits next. Okay, Tampa Bay Bandits were number 2. Take a guess who their coach is. He has the ties with the Steelers. He was once the Steelers offensive coordinator. I'll give you that hint. You ready? Todd Haley. Yeah, Todd Haley is their head coach. Tampa Bay Bandits. They picked quarterback Jordan Tamalalu. All right, that's who they picked in the first round. Quarterback Jordan Tamalalu. All right. Then Philly picked Brian Scott out of Coastal College, and I believe he's an offensive lineman. Yeah, that's who they picked. All right, and then the Philadelphia Stars, their coach happens to be. Oh, wait a minute. Who is there? Oh, yeah, I got it right here. Wow, what am I talking about? Okay. Yeah, their coach is Bart Adozo is their coach. All right. And they picked Brian Scott. He's an offensive lineman. New Jersey Generals picked Ben Holmes out of Tarleton State, another quarterback. And then the New Jersey Generals, their head coach is let me see here. All right, their head coach is, oh wow, why don't I have their name down here? Well, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, New Jersey Generals. Mike Riley is their head coach. I'm sorry. And those of you who are not familiar with Mike Riley, well, Mike Riley was once the coach at Nebraska. He also was coach a couple different times at Oregon State University, and then he was also the head coach at one time at for the San Diego Chargers. So Mike Riley is their coach. They took Ben Holmes out of Tarleton State, another quarterback. Houston Gamblers pick number 5, and they are coached by Kevin Sumlin. Those of you who don't know who Kevin Sumlin is, he was the former coach of the Houston Cougars college football team. He went to Arizona, stunk up the joint a little bit. He was at Mississippi State before that, didn't do well. Great offensive mind. We'll see what he does here. Kevin Sumlin is their head coach. They picked Clayton Thorson, quarterback, Northwestern. See, here's folks are not. None of these guys are big names. I mean, I'm talking, the Landry Joneses, the Duck Hodges are still there. I don't get this at all. I just don't. Birmingham Stallions, they're going to go with Alex Magoo. All right, Alex Magoo, another quarterback, from Florida International. And the Birmingham Stallions are coached by Skip Holtz, Lou Holtz's son. Skip's been in the college. He coached at Wake Forest. I believe he coached down at UCLA for a little while. He was an assistant, and he's been around the college football ranks as a head coach. He's also the son of Lou Holtz, who was a well-renowned coach at Notre Dame. and in the NFL. All right, last but not least, the New Orleans number 8. Well, we know what the Maulers picked. Number 8 was the New Orleans um, Breakers. They picked Kyle Sloter. Kyle Sloter's who they picked, and their coach is. Oh wow, I didn't list their coach here. Well, that's okay. Oh, their coach is Mike Fedora. That's their coach, Mike Fedora. He was a he used to coach North Carolina before Lovie Smith took over, and so also some notable local players: Aaron Matthews from Pitt, James Folston Jr. From Pitt, but he got picked up by the New Orleans Breakers in one of the later rounds. Okay, one of the other rounds of last first night of the draft. West Virginia's Marcus Lucas got picked up also by the New Orleans Breakers, and also still sitting out there, cornerback Christian Campbell from Penn State, Aaron Matthews, wide receiver from Pitt, still sitting out there as well. So, but as far as that goes, the Maulers picked number 7 throughout the rest of today's draft, and what's been going on there as well. The draft is a 2-day event. It was supposed to be aired on Fox, and then Fox decided at the last minute to pull it. They decided they were not going to air it, so it's on the internet if you need to get it, because Fox didn't decided not to air it at all. All right, let's talk about some of the quarterbacks that are available. All right, look at this list. I'm going to tell you what, this is a quality list, and none of these guys have been taken yet. I can't believe it. Jimmy Clausen, Brock Osweiler, Johnny Manziel. Now, here's the third Steeler quarterback that played, or the third quarterback who once played for the Steelers, Paxton Lynch. He's in there. Duck Hodges, Ryan Mallett. I mean, come on, guys. What's going on here? There's some quality former NFL quarterbacks here, and you guys, the Maulers even took somebody we don't really even know. E.J. Manuel, Deshaun Kaiser, played for Notre Dame, backed up Aaron Rodgers. Wow. Well, Ben Holmes was picked. DeAndre Johnson, there's another one. Chase Litton, there's another one. David Moore, Patrick O'Brien, Montel Kozert, and A.J. Bush. There's another one. What's going on with everybody with these players? I'm just really kind of surprised that no one has picked any of these players up, or any of these quarterbacks more or less up, to make a splash in the draft, because you have to kind of make a splash in order to draw people to your unless you're in some place like Birmingham where all they have is college and they don't really do much as far as that goes. I thank you, everybody, for participating today's special Mauler show. We're going to be here every Wednesday at 4 p.m. to report to you about what's going on with the Pittsburgh Maulers. I'm Ralph Williams, Sports Corner. My live podcasts are here every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. This show is here every Wednesday at 4 p.m. And then also we're here every Friday at Friday at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. we're here on Fridays for The Way I See It Live. Also, don't forget you can always chime in here on the comments section of the Mauler Show and all my other shows here on YouTube. Don't forget Facebook, Sunday night, 9 o'clock and 9:30. We're here live from Studio 808 in Allentown, section of the city of Pittsburgh. I am Ralph Williams. It's great to be here. Thursday night, 8 p.m. Don't forget my national broadcast on Blog Talk Radio. It's going to be the Black and Gold Sports Show with me, Ralph Williams, and Mark Mancini, my producer, and also my co-host from Los Angeles, California. This has been the Pittsburgh Mauler Show, brought to you by Sports Corner with me, Ralph Williams. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.